So this is going to be a bit of a different video. I'm going to go out. I know that sounds weird. Most of the shopping that I do for movies and stuff are online or from CEX, which is literally a 2-second walk around the corner for me. But I'm going to go into Cardiff city centre and I'm going to do a bit of a pickup day. It's payday and I also have a voucher for CEX. But the reason I'm going is one, I'm sick of staying in the house on my day off and stuff, and it's a fairly decent day, so I don't want to just stay indoors and stuff. So HMV have got a 2 for 15 on the premium collection, and there's a few that I want to pick up. So I thought might as well make a day of it. Go into HMV, pop into CEX in Cardiff city centre because I've got a voucher. And it's nice to see if they've got anything different to the CEX around the corner from me. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. I might film some stuff, I might not. But yeah, I'm currently in my pyjamas. So I'm going to get dressed. And I'll see you all on the other side. So we're going to go and pop into Wetherspoons and have some food because they do cafe refills. Just showing you this awesome graffiti that was put up when WWE came to Cardiff last year, I think it was, or the year before, for Clash of the Castle, and they've left this up, which is really cool. So I'm in Wetherspoons at the moment. I've just eaten and I've had my coffee, first one of the day. Yeah, first coffee of the day. That was weird, someone just came up. Been to HMV, spent a bit of money. Gonna go to CEX next, and then I'll probably go home. I've got a pretty big what the fuck did I buy coming up, because I've had some stuff come in the post, and yeah, should be a big boy. So yeah, CEX is next stop. So CEX was a bit of a washout. I picked up a couple. There wasn't anything overly exciting in there. Spent a little bit more on my credit than I was expecting, but I did get an awesome film. So there is that. I'm now on my way home. And here we are, back for the what the fuck did I buy? So that little intro was me just out and about today. Quite interesting. I didn't really film much, but I went into Cardiff city centre to pick up some new stuff. And there's quite a bit. So this is a what the fuck did I buy? This is the pile. This is not everything that I bought today in Cardiff city centre. This is everything that has been picked up over the last month or so since the last one. There's a couple of 4Ks, mostly just normal Blu-rays, but there's some interesting stuff in here. And there's some firsts, there's some not firsts, there's some upgrades. Interesting stuff. So yeah, so like I said, I went into town, into Cardiff city centre. I went to HMV and I went to CEX. I went into HMV mainly to pick up some Warner Premium releases because they're on 2 for 15 at the moment. I made a list last night. I was going to go and pick up 4. I ended up picking up 6. Some great films that I can add to the collection, because I can't see us getting any more of them, because obviously the Warner Archives is now a thing here in the UK. But I'm going to kick off with the stuff that I have bought. First off, one of the most beastly movies. I absolutely adore this film. This film is badass. I have my current Blu-ray is actually lent out to a co-worker because he's never seen it and he loves movies. And I was like, "You've never seen The Crow? You love movies. How have you never seen The Crow?" So I picked up The Crow 4K. Check this out earlier. Oh my god, this film looks stunning on 4K. Now, if whoever owns the rights to it can see fit to doing a 4K of Dark City, that would be insanely good. That would be just top of the heap. I mean, I never got around to getting the Blu-ray because I think the Blu-ray then went out of print on Dark City, and it's quite expensive. But if a company does do a release of Dark City on 4K, it can proudly sit next to The Crow. And I absolutely adore The Crow. Brandon Lee's, sadly, his final movie. If he had survived, he would have been huge in the 90s and maybe even the 2000s. He would have been huge. And this, again, like I said, this looks absolutely phenomenal on 4K. And for $24.99, it's a good investment if you love The Crow. So yeah, there's The Crow. It is amazing. Alex Proyas directing. Just the soundtrack of The Crow is incredible as well. People like The Cure and I can't even remember now. But "Burn" by The Cure is the song that plays where Eric Draven he's just come out of the grave, and he's doing his makeup and getting ready to be The Crow. Amazing film. Then we have two films from the Warner Archives. These are my first purchases from the Warner Archives website in the UK. The first is a film I've never seen, and it's a film that I always wanted to see, and I know the American DVD went out of print. And then I think Warner Archives released it on DVD in the States, but then that kind of ended up not going anywhere. But it's Quick Change, starring Bill Murray, Gina Davis, Randy Quaid, and Jason Robards. This was co-directed by Bill Murray. I think it's one of the only films he did direct. But also directed by Howard Franklin. Never seen this. Really, really looking forward to checking this out because I love Bill Murray's like 80s and 90s stuff. I'm not really fussed on this. The later stuff he did with like Wes Anderson, not my cup of tea. But stupid Bill Murray is always fun, and this looks like a riot, and it could. Like I said, I've never seen it. I've heard good things. I know a lot of people praise it, but yeah, never seen it. Really looking forward to checking out Quick Change. This was $14.99 from the Warner Archives website. To go along with that, I also ordered this from the Warner Archives collection. This is a film I remember watching when I was a kid. Watched it quite often. There was a weird period in the 80s where there were these sci-fi movies that were sort of parodying like Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and stuff. So you had films like this, Roger Corman's Space Raiders, also Battle Beyond the Stars. Maybe not so much a parody, but it's very much in the same vein. Another one would be Space Hunter, Adventures in the Forbidden Zone. But this is one of the ones that always stood out to me, and I remembered seeing because it had... it was just really, really stupid, and it had Ron Perlman in it, and Angelica Houston is Ice Pirates. Really silly film, directed by Stuart Raffle, starring Robert Urich, Mary Crosby, Michael D. Roberts, Angelica Houston, and Jack Matuzak. Is it Jack Matuzak? I thought it was John Matuzak, unless that's a different person. Because John Matuzak was Sloth from The Goonies. Music by Bruce Broughton. Bruce Broughton does the score to one of my favourite films. In fact, he does one of my favourite scores to one of my favourite films I watched as a kid, which is The Boy Who Could Fly. Amazing film, directed by Nick Castle, who, if you don't know, directed The Last Starfighter and was the original Michael Myers. He was the monster, the shape, the man behind the mask. And yeah, he directed The Boy Who Could Fly, which had the score by Bruce Broughton. But Ice Pirates is a lot of fun. I remember watching this quite often. I'm looking forward to checking this out again now. So that's the 2 Warner Archives collection films. This is the first of, I think it's 3 4Ks. I might have shown this in another video quickly in the background, but I didn't want to go over it. It is Dog Soldiers. Dog Soldiers, amazing film. I remember seeing this when it came out back in, was it 2002, 2001, 2002? Made Neil Marshall as a director. He followed it up with The Descent, and then Doomsday, and then Centurion, and then just didn't really do anything of note apart from a couple of episodes of Game of Thrones and Black Sails, I think it was. But then he directed that really god-awful Hellboy remake, which he himself absolutely despises. And I think he was attached to the last voyage of Demeter, I think that's how it's pronounced. But Dog Soldiers is an amazing movie, so funny, but also so gory and just really, really good, proper werewolf movie in the vein of American Werewolf in London and The Howling, but also has like a military feel to it, which is also cool. Yeah, Dog Soldiers 4K. This was shot on 16mm, believe it or not. And I think the negative was lost or something. There was a problem with the negative that they couldn't find. So when Scream Factory did their Blu-ray, their transfer was off. I think it was off a DVD or a Blu-ray. No, I think it was off a DVD. And like Neil Marshall just hated it, completely hated the transfer that they did on that. But this looks incredible. The colours pop, the blacks are black. It's yeah, fantastic stuff. It's really, really good release by Second Sight as well. This is the 4K, like I said. I would have liked to have got the one with the slip case or the hard box, whatever it was. But this will do. It was not cheap. I say it wasn't cheap. It was $22.99. It was $18.99, I think it was, for the standard Blu-ray. And I just thought, well, I might as well just go and get the 4K. It's only like £3-4 extra. Next up, we have a film which I do have in a collection, but not in this edit, I guess. It is The Godfather Part 3. Or Coda. The Godfather Coda. The Death of Michael Corleone. This is completely re-edited and restored by Francis Ford Coppola. This is apparently the new definitive edit by Coppola, and apparently it makes the film slightly more better than the theatrical release was. But yeah, again, looking forward to checking this out, because I've seen all the Godfather movies multiple times. I don't actually mind Godfather Part 3, but I'd be intrigued to see what he's done with the film and whether or not this edit makes it any better. I think the biggest problem with the Godfather Part 3 is the Sofia Coppola being cast as Michael's daughter. So the second 4K is, this was a bargain. It is the 4K Karate Kid trilogy this is the French release, I believe. Yeah, this is a French release. This was $24.99 from Amazon. It said it was due on the 29th of June, and it came like 2 days later, which is really cool. But the interesting thing about this is, while this is the French release, and it does come in this slipcasey thing, the discs inside are in fact the UK discs, because they have the BBFC certificates on. And from what I can remember, the BBFC do not operate outside of Britain, hence them being called the British Board of Film Classification. I couldn't remember it then. So yeah, I love Karate Kid. I love Cobra Kai. I've got the Karate Kid collection on DVD, but I've never had a high-def version of Karate Kid, and now I do. And for $24.99 for all 3 movies, I thought that was a fucking bargain, and I'm really glad that I picked this up. So yeah, Karate Kid trilogy 1, 2, and 3 on 4K Ultra HD, French release, cheap as chips, bargain. Because I think the other releases are out of print now. I'm not 100% though. I think I talked about this in the last video, but this was also one of the ones that I picked up. It's The Fugitive. I think I talked about that. Do you know what? I've realised I've recorded 2 videos prior to this video that I hated, so I just deleted. So, I bought The Fugitive. Great movie. Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones, iconic. Just a great 90s thriller based on a 60s TV show, directed by Andrew Davis, who was the man responsible for the majority, I believe, of Steven Seagal's earliest movies. I think Nico, and maybe Mark for Death. I'm not 100% sure, but I know he did. I think he did do Under Siege as well. He didn't do Under Siege 2, I know that, and he didn't do Out for Justice because that was John Flynn. Then we have another great film. This is a film that I have seen. Really enjoyed it when I saw it. Don't know if it deserved to win the Best Picture Oscar at the 2017 Oscars, but it is still a wonderful film, and it's from a fantastic filmmaker. It's The Shape of Water, directed by Guillermo del Toro. And yeah, really, really, really lovely film. It's a fairy tale romance movie with a typical Guillermo del Toro sort of aesthetic, and it's a monster movie, but not a monster movie at the same time. It has that sort of H.P. Lovecraft vibe to it. Really, really cool. Wonderful performances by Sally Hawkins, and especially Doug Jones as the merman in this movie. And yeah, it's really lovely and really good film. I can put it alongside his other film, Crimson Peak, which I still haven't watched. And I've had this for ages, by the way. Then we have the ones that I picked up today in HMV, and these are the Warner Premiere Collections. Oh, the Warner Premiere Collection. I had a list of, I can't remember how many. I went in with the idea of picking up 4, because it was 2 for 15. I thought 30 quid for 4 movies is pretty good, especially on Blu-ray. But I ended up getting 6. So the first one, I've left all the stickers on because I literally bought them today. The first one is Ghost, directed by Jerry Zucker, starring Patrick Swayze, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. I think Whoopi Goldberg won an Oscar for this. I think it was this. Again, a really good movie. I remember watching this. It was one of my mum's favourite movies, which made me fall in love with Patrick Swayze. I'm a very straight man, but Patrick Swayze would have been the only man I would ever go gay for. But yeah, lovely movie. Again, really good cast. Has the infamous Unchained Melody scene with the Demi Moore's doing the clay pot. Yeah, just great. I'm really glad I've got this because it's been years since I've seen Ghost, and like I said, I do love Patrick Swayze. Then we have the original 1933 King Kong. Now, the reason I picked this up because when I was looking at the other Blu-rays, because in my HMV they have all the like boutique-y special editions on one side with the 4Ks, and then on the other side, further up the back, they have the just general A to Z of Blu-rays. So I found the King Kong there, and I was just like, I really, really want to get King Kong. I do have a box set of the original King Kong. It's like 4 DVDs. I think it's King Kong Lives, and something else. I can't remember though. But I was just like, I really want to see it in a high-def transfer, because apparently this has been remastered. And it was $9.99 for the single one. And I thought, I swear to God, this is in the this is in the Premiere collection or the Premium collection, and I was like, I'm going to pop back over and have a look. And there it was. So the 4 that I'd originally picked up, now I had it a 5th. And I was just like, well, if it's £9.99, I can get another film for like £5 or £5 and a penny. Like, it'd be stupid to just not do that offer. So I picked up the copy of King Kong. And again, this is another film I'm really looking forward to checking out, to seeing what the remaster looks like. Apparently this is remastered in its 1933 entirety and includes scenes that were originally considered too shocking for the 1938 to 1956 releases. Wonderful stop motion animation. I love Peter Jackson movies, but his King Kong, while it is entertaining, it isn't a patch on this one, and it's certainly not and the 1976 version with I want to say Deborah Winger. I think it's Deborah Winger, and Jeff Bridges is just not good. But so yeah, I've added King Kong to the Premium collection. Then I went for The Marathon Man, starring Dustin Hoffman, Roy Scheider, and Laurence Olivier, directed by John Schlesinger. I saw this film years ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, and sort of remembered something about it, and I was just like, oh, should I get this one or should I get something else? And I was tossed. It was a toss-up between picking up The Marathon Man or what was the other one? I cannot remember now. I can't remember what it was, but I ended up deciding to go with Marathon Man because it was a film that I really enjoyed. And it was a film that I was really looking forward to checking out again because I think Dustin Hoffman is fantastic in this film. And yeah, just really enjoy like 70s conspiracy theory movies based around like Nazis and stuff. Yeah, it's very good. That's The Marathon Man. Then this is a film this is one that was actually on the list. Actually, Marathon Man was on the list. This is one I purposely went in to find. It is The Golden Child, starring Eddie Murphy. This is a 12. My DVD says it's a PG. So since the DVD came out, apparently the BBFC deemed this to be slightly more shocking than what they originally thought it was. So they've reclassified this to a 12 and declassified the fucking Evil Dead 2 from an 18 to a 15 because it's only slightly worse than The Golden Child. But Golden Child's really good. I kind of like to watch The Golden Child back to back with Big Trouble in Little China. They have that same sort of feel to it. Even though Big Trouble in Little China is a better film, The Golden Child is still a lot of fun and just a really fun 80s Eddie Murphy action comedy. This one was on the list, but I ummed and ahed about it, and then I thought, you know what? It's a fun movie. I haven't seen it for a few years. I remember quite a bit about it anyway. But it is The Phantom, starring Billy Zane. You know Billy Zane? The guy who was originally one of the goons that Biff had in Back to the Future. Well, he plays The Phantom in The Phantom. It's directed by Simon Windsor, and it co-stars Catherine Zeta-Jones, Treat Williams, and who was the other one in it? Christy Swanson from the original Buffy movie, and Patrick McGoohan. Patrick McGoohan. Is he the one from The Prisoner? Yes, because Patrick McNee is the one from The Avengers. So, yeah, I thought I'd get it. I mean, it's going to be fun. I think this was the one I initially chose as the extra one to go with King Kong. Even though it was on my list, I wasn't really going to pick it up unless there was something else I wanted. I would have got it with it. So yeah, so that's the Phantom. And the final one, this is a film that I actually have never seen. And it's a film that I own on DVD, and it's a film that I've never gotten around to watching. But I thought if I buy a high-def version, it gives me more of an incentive to watch a better quality version of it and see what it's like. And I do enjoy this man's movies, and I do like the cast in it. And this is The Hunger, directed by Tony Scott, which I believe was his first movie, and starring David Bowie and Susan Sarandon, and is it Catherine Deneuve? Catherine Deneuve. Based on a novel by Whitley Strieber, who wrote Communion, the alien abduction movie, which is based on his memoir, I think it was. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was. But that film starred Christopher Walken. And so this is a vampire movie starring Catherine Deneuve, David Bowie, and Susan Sarandon. And it is Tony Scott's first movie. And so I want to see if his visual style is present in this film, because like a few years later he would do oh my good lord, what was the film he did afterwards? Drawn complete. Oh, Beverly Hills Cop 2. And so Beverly Hills Cop 2. So his visual eye is very much there in Beverly Hills Cop 2, which was still prevalent in his style when he made Man on Fire and Domino, even though Domino and Man on Fire are kind of a bit overkill with the editing choices and stuff, which can get a little bit headache inducing. I think he did the other one as well. Is it Derailed? No, that's a Jean-Claude Van Damme film. The one about the runaway train, which apparently is very good. I've seen it once or twice, but some people sort of rave about it. I thought it was pretty good. It's got Chris Pine, Denzel Washington, and Rosario Dawson. It's late. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I've only got a few left. So The Hunger. Really looking forward to actually finally being able to watch a decent version of Tony Scott's first movie. And just for shits and giggles, because it was $5.99, I thought, fuck it, I need this movie on Blu-ray because the DVD is old as shit. It's twins, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. Love this movie. Watched it not so long ago, actually, with my brother. We watched the DVD of it and thoroughly enjoyed it again. This is a film we watched when we were kids. We watched it all the time, same as Kindergarten Cop. And there was another film around the same time that we watched. Can't remember what it was now. Something like Batteries Not Included. Directed by Ivan Reitman. Just a great movie. Just a lot of fun. So that's Twins. Then we have the stuff that I picked up in CEX. Today, I've left all the stickers on, so you'll see how much I paid for them. It wasn't a lot. So the first one is Halloween Kills. This was a $5. I really liked Halloween Kills. I thought it was just a great throwback to the full-on hardcore gore slasher films of the 80s, and thoroughly enjoyed it. I was just rooting for the death throughout the entire movie, and just a lot of fun and a good slasher film. However, I picked this up because I wanted to get the trilogy. I still haven't got the original one, but I thought I'll get these two now, and they'll sit quite nicely on the shelf. But I wasn't overly fussed on this. But again, like I said, it's complete in a collection. It's Halloween Ends. Again, this was a $5. Not really fussed on this film. I did not like the direction they went in it, although I thought Jamie Lee Curtis was fantastic as usual. Right, I'm sorry I've got my back to you, but this next one, because if you remember last time I said that I picked up Lara Croft Tomb Raider starring Angelina Jolie. Well, today I picked up the sequel, Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Cradle of Life, starring Angelina Jolie, directed by Jean de Bont. The first one was directed by Simon West. So now I have the two original Tomb Raider movies that will look lovely sitting on a shelf together, which I'm going to have when I get to rearranging all this, I'm going to have an adventure section, which is going to have Indiana Jones, National Treasure, and the Tomb Raider movies, along with the Alicia Vikander Tomb Raider movie too. So we've only got 2 left now. First one is Last Night in Soho. Really enjoyed this. I wasn't expecting to enjoy this because it's not the kind of film I was expecting Edgar Wright to make, because I'm a big fan of Edgar Wright. I love Spaced. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Shaun of the Dead. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love Hot Fuzz. I love it. I love it. I love it. I quite like The World's End. Not that fussed on Baby Driver. It's okay. But Baby Driver was still in the same sort of vein as those movies. Whereas Last Night in Soho was very different. But I did enjoy this very much. And there is something about Anya Taylor-Joy that makes my heart go boom, 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 boom. Don't know what it is. But she's really good in this, by the way. So yeah, Last Night in Soho. And the last film I picked up, I'm going to take the stickers off this one. The last film I picked up, this is the one I said in the bit at the start that I paid a bit too much for. And used a bit too much of my credit note from CEX. But this film is great. Like, honest to God, it's great. And I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in HMV. I haven't seen it anywhere else for a long time since it came out. And it's Shin Godzilla. Now, we watched this about 2 years ago and absolutely loved every second of it. We thought it was fantastic. Me and my brother. This is because I watch quite a lot of films with my brother. And we both watched it and just thought, fucking hell, this film is so good. It's a proper Godzilla film. And obviously it came out around the same time as the American Godzilla, which is by here actually, on an Australian. The American Godzilla on an Australian Blu-ray. But it felt Godzilla. It felt like Godzilla. Whereas this one, well, the American one, it just felt like a monster movie before, obviously, King of the Monsters and King Kong versus Godzilla came out. And this is a really, really good place to start if you've not seen a Godzilla movie or a Japanese Godzilla movie before. Obviously, you can go back and watch the original 1953 Godzilla. Is it 1953? I think it was 1953 Godzilla. And fall in love with Godzilla that way, and then go through all the different eras of Godzilla before you get to Shin Godzilla. Because there's a lot of trash Godzilla movies that Japan made. Not every single one of them is good. However, Shin Godzilla is fucking amazing. I have not yet watched Godzilla -1. And I know it's on Netflix, and I will watch it at some point, but I'm kind of hoping that we get the UK Blue or 4K with at some point this year, because I know it has been released in Japan. Maybe it won't be released until next year because of the deal between Toho and Legendary. But to fill the gap between now and when -1 comes out on physical here, Shin Godzilla is just the perfect place to be. I paid 15 quid for this, and I say I paid 15 quid. Like I said, I had a credit voucher, and I paid 15 quid for Shin Godzilla, and it was just one thing that I couldn't turn down. Yeah, CEX's prices are usually overpriced when it comes to Blu-rays and 4Ks. Like, everything that they sell 4K is about 20 quid or 18 quid, when you can go into HMV and get 2 for 30 at $19.99 each if you want to buy them individually. I saw a film in there from the Warner Archive Blu-rays that they were charging £18 for, but if you go on the website, it's $14.99 on there. It's madness. But yeah, so that is a what the fuck I bought, or what the fuck did I buy, with a little thing at the start. Now, I'm not going to be doing them that often. It was just a case of me having the day off and thought, I'm going to go and spend some money. So I did. So most of the videos are just going to be this. I have been doing a bit of editing. That's why you can see at the beginning. And yeah, just hope you really enjoyed watching this big ass Blu-ray update, because it's going to be a month until I do another one, and it's not going to be this big. The only reason it's this big is because of my bonus last month. But thank you everyone for watching. I know it's been 11 days since I uploaded the last, well, 12 days since I uploaded the last one, but I was waiting for a lot of this stuff to arrive, and I did actually plan on doing this like a week ago, but then I ordered The Crow, and then I ordered Karate Kid, and I wanted to put it all in together. And like I said, I had previously recorded 2 other videos that were just trash, and I just did not really like them, so I got rid of them. But anyway, thank you everyone for watching. It's not as long as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a much longer video, but it isn't. It's probably one of the shorter ones that I've done for a while. Anyway, but everyone, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this one, and if you enjoyed it, leave a like, add a comment. If you want to subscribe, you can. I'm not expecting miracles, but thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you all again as usual. I'll give you a salute. I'm going to shove up the peace sign. I'm going to tell you I'm out. Cheers.